Everyone, brace yourself for the most disturbing disasters caught on camera. This is massive. Here we go. You are looking at an actual iceberg that was the size of a small mountain. This is how big it was. It's almost unbelievable that something like this could actually exist. The footage is coming from 2017 when this iceberg was first spotted off the coast of Canada. At the time, scientists were baffled by its sheer size. They said they had never seen anything like it before. Nobody knew how or why this gigantic piece of ice broke off, but some experts believe it may have been caused by climate change. There are also theories that this iceberg was over 100 years old. It just recently broke apart due to rising temperatures. Whatever the cause, this iceberg catastrophe was truly shocking. People all around the world were stunned when they saw the images and videos. Some people even called it the new Colossus of New York. That's because it looked like the Statue of Liberty. Some believed it was the largest iceberg ever recorded in history. However, scientists soon realized that there were much larger icebergs before this one. Still, it was massive. Just take a look at how big it is compared to these poor tourists. These people are in a small town in Canada. They were taking in the view of this iceberg, but they soon realized they were in danger. Here it is again. Just take a moment to let the full size of this iceberg sink in. It's truly remarkable. Unfortunately, things were about to get much worse. As the iceberg moved closer to shore, it started to break apart. Here we go. What you are looking at is absolutely wild. This is the moment the iceberg started to collapse. It was filmed by a tourist on their cell phone, and within seconds, everything changes. A massive wave starts heading towards the shore. It was coming right for those poor tourists, and in a moment, everything went black. That's because the wave was so big it knocked that person off their feet. They lost their cell phone and it was destroyed. Fortunately, that person was okay. The wave crashed into the shore and flooded the streets. Several businesses were destroyed, and many people had to be rescued. After the floodwaters receded, everyone came out to see the damage. The iceberg had left a path of destruction in its wake. Many people were shocked and saddened by what they saw. Some people couldn't believe that such a disaster could actually happen. Others were angry at the government for not doing more to prevent it. Meanwhile, the giant iceberg continued to move further down the coast. It kept breaking apart and causing massive waves. Here's one last look at the destruction it left behind. It really is quite incredible. People were forced to evacuate their homes as the water levels rose. Fire crews and other emergency services were quickly called to the scene. They worked tirelessly to save as many people as possible, but they were overwhelmed. Soon more and more people needed rescuing. It was the worst natural disaster in the history of the town. The giant iceberg was to blame. All in all, dozens of buildings were destroyed and hundreds of people were injured. It was a nightmare scenario, but thankfully nobody was killed. In the end, the town was able to rebuild, but the memory of the iceberg disaster lived on. People still talk about it today and share the shocking footage online. Thanks for watching. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which was the most shocking part of this video. If you want to see my short videos, stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching.